busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Brian White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
I'm doing great. It is the week after Thanksgiving. So the last time we talked was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was.
We did not talk last week during Thanksgiving break. So we talked 2 weeks ago, and we talked about 5 strategies on how to keep our nutrition on the rails as we go through this Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And then for me, it's birthday, my wife's birthday, Valentine's Day, and my holiday started with my 25-year anniversary, which was the week before Thanksgiving. So we've got an extended period, and we need to keep our nutrition on the rails because most people gain twice as much weight in December and January, or which is half. Let's say this holiday period, they gain twice as much weight during the holiday period than they did the whole previous year, the whole previous 10 months.
Yeah. I'm happy to say I did not go off the rails at Thanksgiving. I took our own advice. I did the water thing in between wine. I barely even ate when it came down to it because I was hosting and I forgot. Like I was just walking around talking. So I didn't go off the rails. I was really proud of myself.
Excellent. So the point of this conversation is we're going to go through those 5 recommendations again, because I got in the past few days, I've gotten very specific questions on like, okay, Brian, I heard what you said, but for real, how do we implement this? Okay. So we're going to talk about that. Our first one is hydration. Well, let me ask you, because you're pretty good at hydration. What does your hydration during the day look like?
It's great. Like I have totally nailed this one down. I am the queen of hydration. Ask anyone in my family, they'll be like, you drink more water than a camel, whatever. Anyway, I just keep it with me all day. I have coffee in the morning, 2 cups. And after
2 8-ounce cups?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's always 2 cups. I don't put all the junk in it. I put very specific things in there that are not fatty things.
You put spices in, correct?
I put MCT oil in there.
Oh, okay. Which is bad.
Which is fat. Yes. But that's a different podcast. I feel like we could do a whole
different
podcast.
We'll hit on that one later.
We can do that another time. The rest of the day is water. So right now I'm actually drinking a sparkling lime, but water all day. And I just keep it with me.
Okay.
I mean, just to go cups all day.
Got it. So for me, I wake up, I drink 12 ounces right after I brush my teeth, drink 12 ounces of water, get up, get ready, start making breakfast, get girls ready. For those who don't know, I have 3 girls. I have to be responsible for 2 of them, getting them to school. The third one's technically an adult now, so she's on her own. And now my second daughter getting home from school. So yay for that. This is being recorded. And there she is.
Hi, Avery.
Welcome to my life. Okay. So after that, I drink tea. I don't drink coffee. I prefer tea. I like black tea. I like very strong black tea, but I'm drinking 40 ounces. That's 2 20 ounces. And I'm drinking that before 8:00. So I've had 40
ounces of tea?
Before 8:00. Yeah. And so when I go work out, if I work out at 8:30, like I don't drink water during the workout. I just have consumed 40 ounces, right? I don't need more water during the workout.
I need to back up a second because when I wake up, the first thing I do is drink water. I think that's important because the first thing I do after not eating, after fasting for however many hours, is I drink water and then I drink my coffee.
Okay.
So I wanted to point that out because I think that's important. I think the first thing you put in your face is important. And it should be water before coffee. I'm telling you, it makes a difference.
So about 8:00, I've had 52 ounces of water or in tea. And then I'm going to have another 20 ounce. I'm looking, do I have my mug? I don't have it with me. my Yeti cup. It's another 20 ounces with lunch, another 20 ounces before dinner, and another 20 ounces after dinner. So, and this is all water. It's either tea or water, ice water, and that's how I get my fluids. And when we're drinking that much, there's not much more we need to do. Now, what we talked about was, especially when you're going to a party, making sure that you are alternating your cocktail or your wine with water, right? So if I'm having 4 ounces of a cocktail or wine, then I'm going to have 4 ounces, 4 to 8 ounces, but usually I do 4 ounces of water. And that helps not just with hydration, but it helps me moderate how much I'm drinking.
Absolutely.
Because especially when you're at a party, I feel compelled and I enjoy always having something in my hand. But I'm going to alternate that and make that water. So I'm going to stick to my 100 to 120 ounces of water a day. Plus, I'm going to moderate my alcohol consumption by alternating with an equal amount of water.
So how many times do you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom?
0 to 1.
3.
Yeah.
3.
So, okay.
That's
so that's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast.
We
but
can
I'm just
talk
saying,
about that.
3.
There are strategies to make that go away. There are definitely strategies to make that go away. Since we're on the topic, we might as well.
We need to talk about this. This is a big problem.
The number one strategy that you should do that almost no one does is to, it may sound counterintuitive, but don't use the restroom during the day. You want your bladder to get used to the feeling of being fullish. Yep. You don't have to like it.
If you knew how many times I went to the bathroom a day, it's like 17.
And so that's what's happening
before I even get to the gym.
Well, yeah, that's what's happening. What's happening is your bladder is getting to 50% full. It's sending you a signal, and then you go to the restroom. And so at night, when it gets to 50% full, it sends the same signal, and you think, oh, I got to go. When the reality is it's only at 50% full. It's not at 70, 80, 85, 90% full. And that's what you want to get to. You want to get to the point where, okay, now I need to go. And that is how we can cut down on going to the restroom at night. Yeah. So we took off a little tangent there.
17 times before I even leave
the takeaway
from
that little bit of a conversation is the more you go during the day, it's highly likely the more you're going to go at night.
Okay.
So you're just letting your body know that, hey, okay, I hear this signal, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Okay, so we got 4 more to go.
Okay, the next is I'm just going to let you go.
The next is plan your treats. And how many treats should you have in a day?
I don't have treats in the day, so I don't know.
That's the right answer. How often do you have a treat?
I mean, my treat is when I have a glass of red wine, so I don't know.
And how often is that?
Every day.
Okay, so you do a treat a day, a glass of red wine a day.
But I'm not like a cake and person, like ice cream person, so I just have my red wine.
Ideally, we're doing a treat no more than once a week. So we're having, and this is not when I have an argument with the alcohol consumers, but especially if our treat is a dessert, that should not be happening every day. Right. That should be happening just on a regular basis. It should only be happening once a week. And the same true during the holiday season. Just because you go to 3 parties doesn't mean you have to eat all the cake, ice cream, and cookies at all 3 parties.
Yeah, I can already think how I'm going to feel if I did that. I'd be in a coma, Yeah,
so that's, we want to, maybe we have half a treat at each of the 2 to 3 parties, or maybe we just don't, we choose not to have a treat. We recognize that abstaining at these parties might be difficult, but that's where we're going to make sure that we're going to follow the rest of the rules and show up hydrated, show up full, and socialize with people. Okay. So we're going to stick to our hydration plan during the day, making sure that we're well hydrated before getting to the party, and making sure we're maintaining our hydration through the party and alternating with alcoholic beverages. We're only going to have ideally 1 treat a week, which should stick to our normal nutrition plan. And then our third is we're going to eat healthy the rest of the day. We did a podcast where I got some more questions we did a podcast about fruit and how fruit is making you fat. And the point of that podcast is that fruit is not making you fat. That was just a clickbait article to get you to read nonsense. But fruit is not making you fat. So for me to be clear in this podcast, I want everyone to hear me and understand this. Eat the fruit. Eat the fruit. First of all, it tastes great. It's got natural sugar in it.
It's sweet.
That sugar is good. It tastes good, and we can enjoy it. Please do. It comes with plenty of water, so it helps us stay hydrated, right? So it can help replace. And in fact, when I go to a party, the first treats that I'm going to eat are going to be fruit.
Yeah, I have mine right here. Apples are like
we did an episode before with your bag.
We did. And apples like save my life a lot of times because like if I'm hungry or I just want something, because they're so sweet. If your body's not used to eating all that junk and you're used to eating fruit for sweetness, it is so sweet and delicious.
I prefer Honeycrisp. Anyone who tells me that they don't like apples, I ask if they have had Honeycrisp.
I love apples. The other little trick I do is if I need something sweet, I just chew gum. Okay. Literally, I chew gum. I have the big things of icebreakers, the big square chunky gum is good. And so like I'll chew a piece of gum and I'm like, I'm good. I'm done.
Not everybody, unfortunately, can chew gum. It can cause gas.
It causes gas?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Well, it obviously doesn't do it to you, but yeah.
I did not know that. I've never heard that. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, but we're going to eat healthy the rest of the day. And one of the big keys is, for some reason, I just turned on my light. Eating as much fruit as we can during the day before the party or even at the party. And also making sure I'm getting plenty of protein, especially before the party, because protein will help me feel full. So, if we get a bit more specific in what that can look like, it's going to, a sandwich before the party. As I'm getting ready to go to the party, maybe an hour before the party, I will eat a sandwich that will have a lot of roast beef. It will have some cheese. I like Swiss cheese. It will also have some salami, and that just makes it taste a little bit better. But I just I do. It's bread, mayonnaise, mustard on one slice, mayonnaise on one slice, a whole bunch of roast beef, and then a slice of cheese and a slice of salami.
And then I would add red onion and the big pieces of romaine. I chop them up and smash them down on there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
But I do like mayonnaise.
So that's an example of what I do when I talk about eating healthy the rest of the day, especially as I'm getting ready to go to the party. That's what I'll do. Eat a sandwich like that.
What kind of bread do you use?
Whatever my kids will eat. No,
anything?
I don't get too caught up in making, quote unquote special bread. Ezekiel bread to me tastes delicious. But I've seen, I just do bread. And for me, it's whatever the kids will eat. They have a particular kind they like, and I'm not going to argue with them.
Yeah.
The fourth, which I think is the most important, which is just to ask yourself, why are you going to this party? Why do you go to a party, Clancy?
Because I like the people.
Because you like the people. We want to hang out with the people. So hang out with the people. We want to make sure we're socializing at the party, ideally away from the buffet, not standing right beside the food. But as we want, if we're going to hang out with people and enjoy other people's company, let's make sure that we actually do that while we're at the party.
Yeah.
So for me, I want to talk to everyone. I at least want to meet everyone. And that's at any party that I go to, right? I want to definitely say hello to the host when I arrive and when I leave. And then I want to introduce myself and get to know everyone else at the party. That's my goal. It doesn't always happen depending on the size of the party. But I'm there to hang out with people and get to know people.
Forever Fierce is having a party pretty soon. And I heard some of them say they didn't know everybody because now it's gotten so big.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you go, to meet everybody.
Perfect.
So go to the party. Go to the party. Meet the people.
I love it.
It's easy for me to do because I already know everybody. That's why I didn't eat Thanksgiving, because I walked around and I was talking to everybody.
Okay.
Then I finally sat down afterwards and ate a little bit. And I was like, nah, I'm done. I'd rather talk to the people. So that's just me.
Okay. So that's what we're going to try to do. Try to say hello to every single person at a party. You know, if the point of this podcast is to be a bit more specific than we were last time. Every party, the goal is to say hello, introduce yourself, get to know, even if it's a brief introduction, get to know every single person at the party. Say hello, say something to every single person at the party.
And get them talking about themselves.
Or just get me talking about me. I can do that too.
I just, we need to get people talking about themselves, Like, I hate when I do all the talking, because I can talk. But, let's hear about other people and what they're doing, Don't you get sick of yourself sometimes? No. Never mind.
I've got lots of stories to tell. Okay, so our first, hydration. Second is plan your treats. I really only want to have one treat a week, maybe 2 or 3 half treats on a party week. Eat healthy the rest of the day, especially fruit and high protein snacks. And then we're going to socialize. We're going to these parties, so I'm going to meet. I want to meet everyone and say hello to everyone at the party. And then the fifth one is find an accountability partner. Maybe it's a spouse. For me, it's my wife. We can talk about this plan. How much do we plan to drink? How much, are we eating the fruit first before we dive into the cake and ice cream? Making sure we're balancing our alcohol consumption with water, making sure that before we even get to the party that we've eaten before going to the party. That's kind of nice when it's my spouse, but even if it's not a spouse, most of the things we just talked about can happen at the party, right? In terms of showing up hydrated, making sure you're alternating water with alcohol, making sure you're eating the fruit first, those types of things.
And then you can do some push-ups at the party, have a burpee contest.
You can burpee contest at all your parties. It's a phenomenal idea.
Plank holds. You never know.
I prefer burpee contests, but people, hosts especially, love it when you just kick up onto their wall and start banging out some handstand push-ups.
Yeah.
Especially when you show up in cowboy boots. Love it.
Totally.
Yeah. Yes. And you leave them with memories for the rest of the year, right? Of, hey, there's Brian's scuff marks.
Definitely memorable.
So hopefully y'all find this helpful with a bit more specific tips and answer some of the questions that I've been getting over the past week or so.
Perfect.
Thank you, Clancy.
I hope this helps. Thank you.
We'll see you at the Christmas party.
See you at the Christmas party. I'm going to wear my tennis shoes so we can do burpees.
Love it.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.